So, welcome to the program, Dr. Resha, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi. I'm so glad that we are here because I want every parent to understand the how the child's brain grows and how development happens so that they can identify early so that we can get a better outcome.
So, pediatric neurology, I mean, that sounds so impressive. So, for our listeners who might not understand this field, ಇದನ್ನು explain Jester.
So, coming to pediatric neurology, just like how kids are not small adults, so kid brains are also not small adult brains. So they develop in a different way because the complete development of the brain starts from birth. We as humans are born with an immature brain, unlike other animals, right? So we mature postnatally after the birth because the first 2 years of life is very, very important for the stimulation of the baby. That is where the neuronal development is happening. So that is why the child walks only by 1 year after birth. He doesn't start walking immediately because that is the immaturity of the brain. So that's why we need to understand that pediatric neurology is a complete different specialty and it needs to be treated, approached in a different way.
Absolutely. I think that's brilliantly explained. So, parenting, in the Mundu, parenting was very simple. It was like, just feed the kid, let him play, and just hope for the best. But now there is a whole world of encyclopedia. So, what's your take on this, Antaru?
Rightly said, despite having so many, mom help groups, blogs, Instagram influencers, mom influencers, there's so many things. Still, they have 100 doubts on parenting, and still, we are facing kids with developmental issues. Simple thing is the FaceTime is replaced by screen time. FaceTime is not the iPhone FaceTime. The face-to-face interaction of the mother is replaced by the screen. So that is one of the main reasons where the sensory input is not there for the baby. Like in olden days, like you said, it was very easy breezy because the child was there all over. Like it was out of the house, neighbor's house, outside in the sun, roaming barefoot, walking because there's so much of sensory input the child was receiving. Right now, the child is in the four walls, replaced by the screen. So that we can see a shift in the development of the child.
I think there is no right manual as such for the parenting guiding, but I'm sure there are certain things that every parent should know. And I think one of the most commonly asked question is speech delay. So, అసలు ఇది ఎందుకు అవుతుందంటారు and what is speech delay అసలు?
So, very, very common question. Every OP, the mother walks, Madam, మా బాబు 3 years, ఇంకా మాట్లాడట్లేదు. So, the thing is, the kids are not given the stimulation, the opportunity. The 90% that we see is because of lack of stimulation, under-stimulating environment that we say. So, there are again genetic factors also, again autism, other things. But before that, we have to see whether the child has that proper input from the parents, input from the mother. So, until 1 year, the child is okay. From 1 year, once the child is mobile, ante paakadam anni start చేసినప్పుడు mothers are working, single nuclear families are not able to contain the child. For the safety of the child, what they do, screen bettesi so that he doesn't move. So that is replaced because after 1 year only the child becomes more mobile, right? So that is the reason. And then child is in with single frame, like just looking at the TV or screen or phone, anything. So that is the reason for speech delay because there's no direct interaction. What the mother thinks, okay, screen lo Apple, whatever A to Z చెప్పిస్తున్నారు, so the kid is learning from that. But no. So for a kid, if you see a red ball and a red apple, they look the same on TV. But when you see apple in person, so how is the apple? What is the weight of the apple? How does the texture of the apple feel? Apple is a fruit. It is red in color. It is supposed to be eaten. That is the real time experience a child gets. But if you see on the screen, even a red ball looks like an apple. How does he know what is an apple? So that is the importance of real life experience that happens every day, and it's not rocket science. You can just teach the child even while you're cooking, talking, doing your household chores.
సో స్క్రీన్ టైం కి ఇంత పెద్ద ఇంపాక్ట్ ఉంటుంది అంటారా అసలు ఈ చిన్నపిల్లల బ్రెయిన్ కి?
So there are a lot of studies. If you see kids, you must have seen on Insta reels also. The moment the Cocomelon music is played, right, the kids start running to the sound. So apparently, the lot of studies proven the Cocomelon music or the tone, it is set at a frequency where it is addictive for the child. It is kind of banned in some areas, and also this Peppa Pig or whatever. So they are very overstimulating for the child. So they don't need that kind of overstimulation.
Overstimulation and
Overstimulation.
exactly.
So then it's very bright, very loud, lot of sounds. The frequency the sounds are made, they're all chosen. That is all like, it is chosen for a reason. It just doesn't happen like that. So the child is very interested in the screen and those sounds. So when you call him by his name, he doesn't want to respond. He wants you to scream, make some loud sound and all, so that he's attracted to that kind of frequency.
He got used to that kind of
Exactly. So it is not addiction to the screen or TV. It is addiction to the frequency that is the child is hearing.
Is there anything such as the right screen time, if I can ask you?
Yes, definitely screen time guidelines according to the Indian Academy of Pediatrics. Up to 2 years, absolutely zero. It's only permitted for occasional video calls for relatives who are staying distant. Of course, we cannot avoid that. And ideally, 2 to 6 years we don't recommend, but 2 to 6 years, 1 hour of screen time for 24 hours is recommended by IAP. Again, that too, it has to be a co-parent viewing. Along with the parent, the child has to say something educational or something like teaching a rhyme or a poem or some kind of educational thing. From 6 to 10 years, it is only 2 hours. That also parental restriction has to be there, and it has to be only 2 hours per day. And after 10 to 18 years, obviously we don't have much control, but still we say 3 to 4 hours, and that depends on their because academical activity, there are a lot of things now school related, no, so we cannot restrict that time after 10 to 18 years, but parental restriction or some parental guidance should be there while watching the screen.
సో డాక్టర్ వర్ష, ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో ఇంకొక కామన్ వర్డ్ వినిపించేది మనకి ఆటిజం. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఈ వర్డ్ విలంగానే ఇట్స్ అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ ఫియర్. సో అసలు ఆటిజం అంటే ఏంటి యాక్చువల్లీ?
So glad we are talking about this, because autism ante it's not a label. First of all, we want to remove the stigma around it and the taboo that is there. So the parents are scared to come and show up because are na kidney autism and label chestaremo. Autism, it is just a neurodevelopmental condition. There is little deviation from the normal development. It is not a disease. The child will not be labeled. We just want to pick it up if he is processing in a different way. Just the brain is wired in a different way, so where we can identify, and early identification can help them, and we can get very good results post the intervention.
So how would you know, okay, my child can be affected with autism, doctor దగ్గరికి తీసుకెళ్ళాలని, అది మనకి ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది?
So rightly asked, so autism is always a spectrum of disease. Okay, we call the spectrum. So it could be mild, moderate or severe based on the signs. So the earliest signs as we specialists, we can pick up by 6 months. But for a parent's caregiver point of view, it comes somewhere around 1 to 1.5 year. So around 1 to 1.5 year, they start noticing that the child is not responding to his name call. Like you call, suppose Chinnu or whatever at home. So the child is not responding. Most of the parents think, "Arey, my child chala moody, chala silent, whatever to maatladu, but pair pilchina vad pattichkodi, is busy with his work." What work does a child have? Playing. So whenever you call the child's name, he has to respond. Mimmalni చూసి ఐ కాంటాక్ట్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఐ కాంటాక్ట్ ఇచ్చి he wants to come or no, it is up to him, but he has to respond. Next thing is speech delay. So by 1 year, usually we say at least 1 to 2 words with meaning undali. Amma, nana, tata. But most of the parents confuse it for syllables. Ante around 9 months, they say mum, 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 mumma, tat, 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 tat. That's a repetition of a single syllable. That is not amma. Amma is when the child is recognizing the mother and calling her only amma, not the grandmother also amma, like that. So these meaningful words manam 1 to 1.5 year maddalo raakapote, these two are the earliest signs. And little bit of playing, ante play undadu. They don't play with toys properly. They're in their own world. They're very isolated. They don't interact with other kids. So that comes little later, after 1.5 to 2 years. So earliest sign is speech delay and not responding to the name and not pointing out to the things with his own hand. They will drag the parent's hand and show them. So if the child wants something, he will show. Like, I want bottle, I want the chocolate or whatever that is, right? So that pointing will not be there.
సో ఈ క్యారెక్టర్స్ ని మనం ఎర్లీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి we consult the doctor, so the behavior can be corrected అంటారు.
So 12 to 18 months లో మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తే these could be the soft signs. So he may not be into the complete spectrum at that point, but we don't want the symptoms to be 100 out of 100. We want to pick it up when it is 10 out of 100, so that we can correct early, and early intervention is only before 3 years. After 3 years, the response will be little delayed. So anything we do before 3 years, we have excellent outcome.
So another common term మనం వినేది ఏంటంటే డాక్టర్ వర్ష ADHD. So how will you describe this thing?
అనదర్ కామన్ కంప్లైంట్ మేడం మా బాబు చాలా హైపర్ యాక్టివ్ మేడం. మా హస్బెండ్ కూడా ఇలాగే ఉన్నారు చిన్నప్పుడు. సో ఎవరి మాట వినడు, చాలా కోపం, ఎప్పుడు పరిగెత్తూనే ఉంటాడు, ఇస్ హైలీ ఎనర్జెటిక్ మేడం అని. సో హౌ డూ డిఫరెన్షియేట్ అ నాటీ కిడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ADHD? So ADHD as a term says attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So there is attention deficit also. Ante they forget things at school. They're very, clumsy. They don't sit in one place. They're always squirming on the seat, and they're always getting up from their place. Sitting tolerance will not be there. And they also lose things, and they don't pay attention to the teacher in the class. So ADHD symptoms we see little older kids, 4 to 5 years low, if it is more advanced. And the teachers say, he's always డే డ్రీమింగ్, మీ బాబు వినట్లేదు, చెప్పింది కాపీ చేసుకోవడం లేదు, ఎప్పుడు బయట చూస్తుంటాడు, వేరే వాళ్ళని డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తుంటాడు. సో ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, దెన్ డెఫినెట్లీ వీ నీడ్ టు స్క్రీన్ ద చైల్డ్ ఫర్ ADHD.
And all these symptoms or characters we said, they sound pretty normal, especially
Exactly.
we think that boys are more hyperactive.
Correct.
And they can do run fast and they are in their own world. So it's very difficult for the parents to pick up on kada.
So always I say, trust your gut, trust your instinct. A mother will know. So when you compare to the other kids, every kid is hyperactive nowadays, okay? But that's what I'm saying. When they have these kind of not sitting in one place, forgetting things, they don't wait for their turn. Simple thing I say is, when you go to a park, does he wait for his turn to take the slide or the swing? Ledu. That is one very most
Patience
important.
lekunda munde
Patience lekunda,
పరిగెత్తడం.
he wants to, jump away, skip the queue and go forward. So these kind of things are some signs, soft signs that we can pick up.
Can be conditions under Dr. Varsha we used to see a lot in the Western world.
Yeah.
But do you think these are common in our country or even in our city, Antara?
Yeah, the incident is quite alarming. In the US, it is about 1 in 36. So if you take a single classroom of 30-40 kids, so one child is affected with autism, right? So again, like how the every disease is coming to lifestyle diseases, obesity previously wasn't there in India. Now obesity is just like the US. So same thing, autism, everything, it's all the digital media, lack of stimulation, nuclear families, lack of exposure to outside world, sensory input is not there to the child. So I think that is one of the reasons.
So another condition which is equally, puts parents anxious is fits, to put in layman's language, or seizure. So kids are the common antara.
So seizures are nothing but the symptom of the brain. Just like you have cough because you have some infection in the lungs, right? It's a symptom of the brain. It doesn't really tell it's serious or not. So whenever there is a seizure, there will be some abnormal movements, like, funny movements of the body. It could be one side, both the sides, or it could be just tightness of the body, or it could be very subtle kind. The child could just be staring and not respond to you, or even just, putting their eyes up, rolling of the eyes. So all these things come to seizures, and also sudden shock-like movements are also seizures. So seizures are different. Like there are simple type associated with fever. They usually are very benign. They don't cause any neurological dysfunction. But there are again some complex things, inherited, syndromic, and also genetic epilepsies that are more complex, and they definitely are treatable and can be completely have a normal development also.
And also, as a child grows, you think, they would even outgrow with the disease.
Yeah, there are some epilepsy syndromes, childhood epilepsy syndromes, benign conditions, which they outgrow over a period of time.
So talking about parenting, it's very common for parents to compare every milestone. My child started walking at this age, started talking at this age, started potty training. So what's your take on milestones? I mean, is there anything that should concern the parent and should consult a pediatric neurologist?
So now I think the parents, everybody have their milestone apps, because once they are pregnant, they're doing all the research and everybody has it. But I still don't know why the tracking isn't happening. So I say milestones are not like deadlines. You should not say like, okay, 1 year my child is not talking doesn't mean you have to get scared and, get all hyper. So milestones are just like a direction, a path that you need to monitor these age groups. And whenever you visit your pediatrician for your well baby checkup or immunization, just check with these milestones. So at 6 months, if the baby is rolling over, trying to give eye contact, smiling with the mother. So there are certain checklists for every visit, right? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. Until 2 years, whenever you visit your pediatrician, just check for a developmental follow-up. But despite that, if because of their busy practice or something, they say, no, your child will catch up. That's what they hear. No, we've already asked, but our doctor told, like, the child will catch up later. But as a mother, if you feel that, no, I feel there is something wrong, please get a second opinion. Please, consult a specialist.
సో నా మనం ఈ కండిషన్స్ గురించి అంతా మాట్లాడుకున్నాం కదా. నౌ లెట్స్ టాక్ అబౌట్ థెరపీ ఆర్ అ థెరపిస్ట్. సో వాట్స్ ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ థెరపిస్ట్ ఇన్ దీస్ కండిషన్స్ అంటారు?
So therapy anedi, again, it's like, very strong word for the parents. What is this therapy? Consider like, your child is weak at math. Don't you give a little bit of extra support, a little bit of extra time with a specialist who's, trained in math? So just like that, now child is processing things in a different way. So we have to address him the way he understands. That is exactly what we do therapy, and it is all play-based. So there is no strict one-on-one, sitting in a serious room and there's no commands or something. It is all play-based. So therapy, we have different types for autism and ADHD. We have speech therapy, we have sensory integration, occupational therapy, and we also have behavior modifications. So all this based on what child needs, then we start.
So do you think it's advantage when the therapy is considered at an early stage, or when do you actually consider? Do you wait?
So there is no wait and watch policy in development. So the 90% of brain development happens in first 3 years of life. 3 to 5 years or 5 to 7%. So 5 years tarvata, we still have our brain going. That is hardly 1 to 2% until we live. So the first 90% of brain development is 3 years. All our neurons, synapses, every connection is happening below 3 years. So early intervention. The day you feel it is delayed, you get a screening done, they show that he is at risk. Please start therapy the same day. It's an emergency. There is no waiting. His father started talking at 5 years. So we'd wait for 5 years and then see. This is the general talk that happens in the family. So the grandparents tell that, no, his father also started talking late. His uncle started talking late. These are all myths. And boys talk late. Girls talk fast. No, these doesn't exist. Please, if you feel that is the speech delay, get it evaluated. Start therapy as early as possible.
Another important question, when you're talking about consulting, when do you think parents should consult a pediatric neurologist, and for what?
Pediatric neurology, like I said, it's a branch of child brain, child development, right from your milestones to your normal milestones, abnormal milestones, and also any abnormal kind of movements like seizures that we discussed about, any abnormal jerky movements, staring episodes, unconsciousness, head injuries, stroke, right? And also there are movement disorders and also all kind of behavioral issues. So everything comes under pediatric neurology, and mainly is epilepsy.
And finally, Dr. Varsha, what is that one message you would like to share with our parents or with our viewers out there? And what is that one message that you would like parents to take away from this conversation?
Don't replace FaceTime with screen time. Please interact with your child, do eye-to-eye contact, feel them, talk to them, teach them, sing to them, rhymes, show that expressions. That is how kids learn. And monitor the development. Anything, try to pick it up early. Don't listen to others and, trust your instinct. There is no wait and watch policy in development. If there's any doubt, any deviation slightly, you can always compare with your peers, like neighboring kids or your, relatives' kids who are across the same age. Try to discuss with other parents. You have so many parent groups. Please do your homework. Read some blogs. If you feel that there's a relay, please consider a specialist. Don't mind taking 2 or 3 opinions until you feel everything is normal.
So this brings us to the end of this episode. Remember, every child's journey is unique and it deserves the right support, love, and care. And don't forget to tune in for next week as well. Until then, take care and stay healthy. Thank you.